But let's move on, talk about Serge Aurier now. AS say that Real Betis are an option for Tottenham Hotspur defender Serge Aurier after the Spanish side concluded they cannot sign Hector Bellerin. And Dan Kilpatrick said today that Tottenham are trying to move on Serge Aurier and Tanguy Untitled before the deadline today. Do you think any movement will happen on Serge Aurier today?
Yeah, I do. I think he's going to end up somewhere. I don't know where, but I think by the end of the day he'll
Real
be...
Betis sounds like a good shout for him.
Yeah. And I think we're going to try our hardest to get rid of him. We know he wants to leave and he's got a year left, so we've been trying to get rid of him all summer. And it sounds like at the moment that we're confident of getting rid of him. Jay Percy from The Telegraph says we are very confident of getting rid of Aurier, although there are no serious offers for him right now.
What are they confident on then?
So I don't know why they're so confident. Apparently they are confident. Hopefully we can get some money for him, whatever it is, and just get him out the door. Because with Emerson coming in, we need to get him out now. Like even if it's for a free, just to get the wages off, in my opinion. Because you can't. There's no point keeping him on your books when he's going to take up an extra space. He could be. And also the wages are going to be a burden on the club. And I think Aurier is probably on fairly decent wages. I would say it's probably like 70 grand a week. I would say. So. I think it's just need to get him out somewhere. Now, one of his best mates, Sissoko's gone. We need Aurier to get out the door. As much as he's better than Doherty. Unfortunately, just circumstances mean Aurier needs to be the one to go.
To be honest, I would rather get rid of Doherty this window, and even if it meant Serge Aurier staying as a third choice right back, he's off on the free in the summer anyway. I mean, I would prefer to get Doherty out the door with a longer contract than Aurier, to be honest, right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But I reckon Spurs would probably demand more money for Doherty than they would for Aurier.
Yeah, that's why I'd rather get rid of him.
Yeah,
just
but
because because he's first of all he's going to cost the club more money because he's on longer contract. So I would literally take anything I could get for Doherty because no one's coming in for him for the money we paid for him or more.
Which was supposed to be a bargain. Apparently, we're supposed to get, and now he's not even worth half that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And year by year, he's just going to go lower and lower in value, isn't he? So just get rid.
Month by month, probably. Yeah. But we'll see if anyone comes in for him. You'd think people are more likely to come in for Aurier.
You'd think so, especially with 1 year left. I mean, it's good value, but they could wait a year and get him on a free, couldn't they?
Yeah, I guess. True. But with Doherty, who's going to come in for maybe a lower Premier League side?
Someone like Fulham or someone like that, Championship side.
Would he go down to the Championship? Would he back himself to stay at Spurs under Nuno rather than go down to the Championship? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's so telling though that Nuno sold him last summer to Spurs for a reduced fee pretty much. And now he can't get in the team ahead of Japhet Tanganga under Nuno. So that's telling for me. That's telling how much Nuno rates him, to be honest.
Well, he was one of his best right backs under Nuno in terms of attacking output anyway.
Yeah.
So Nuno knows he can get out of him. Maybe Matt Doherty believes that if he stays, he has a chance to reclaim a spot rather than going down a division after only 1 year at Spurs.
Yeah, but if Nuno's willing to sell him 2 years in a row, he should know where he is. You know what I mean?
I don't think there's any chance Doherty decides to drop down to the Championship. No chance.
Do you think he would rather stay on the bench for us and not have any minutes?
Drop down to the Championship? Yeah, because you got to think about this. He last year, right? He moves from Ulster to Spurs. At the time, he's one of the top, seen as one of those informed right backs in the league with his attacking output. He's thinking he's making a step up, right? He's had a difficult year under Mourinho. Whatever's happened, he had a hard year. Now his old manager's come in. You think he's going to believe that he believes in himself that he has to go down to the Championship to get a chance? No chance he's going to do that.
Or maybe lower end Premier League side.
Yeah, maybe a Premier League side. I think there's no chance he's going to the Championship. He wouldn't do that.
I could see him. He would be a great signing for someone like a Brentford or someone like that. You know what I mean? But look, we'll have to see how it plays out. At the end of the day, there's no talks about him leaving at all today.
No, the only talks are that Spurs will listen to offers, but there's nothing about anyone
there's no clubs interested or anything. But let's move on to get to a bit more news. Adama Traore now. Ali Gold has been talking, and he says that despite the winger being keen on the switch to North London, And it would take a hefty offer and the help of Traore to make anything happen on deadline day. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Dario AS saying that Tottenham are preparing a 40 million euros offer for Adama Traore. Wolves are lining up Gonçalves Guedes as a replacement. And David Ornstein says Traore, not expected to leave today, would take a massive offer, which is about £50 million from Tottenham. So, I mean, we're not going to be spending that today.
And yeah, that's what, and also Sky Sports said that as well. Spurs still working on a deal, but Wolves are not considering any bids below 50 million. So considering the price has probably gone up like 10 million from what it was like last week, I can't see Spurs going that big on deadline day for Adama Traore. I just don't believe we have it in us to do that.
Yeah.
No chance. Without selling anyone as well. Like I can't see that in a million
The
years.
only way I see us spending more money today is if like a really good option comes about. You know what I mean? If like a Van der Vaart, not obviously not like that high quality, but you know, that kind of surprise where you get a cheap option, some sort of bargain where you can get some value out of a player. That's the only way I see us spending money today.
Yeah, because with Adama Traore, you spend 50 million on him. It's kind of like bang or bust with that transfer. You're not, because that money is pretty much gone. You're probably not going to get anything more than that in the future for Adama Traore. So I can't see Levy signing off on that in case it flops. Because if he flops, his price probably halves within a season.
Yeah. Let's talk about Tanguy Ndombele now. Sky Sports say that Tanguy Ndombele will be staying at Tottenham beyond the deadline day now, as a move never seemed to have materialised with Tanguy. At the end of the day, no clubs, like the clubs that he wants to go to, no clubs are going to come in for him unless he starts kind of being consistent in his play, is there?
Yeah, that we know that. We know how much quality he has, but we know that the reality is, unless he's been here 2 years after a big money move, no one's going to be convinced to spend big money on him unless he shows on a consistent basis that he can be the player that we know he can be, or that with his quality. If he shows his quality on a consistent basis and isn't a liability off the ball and all that kind of stuff, unless he does that, he ain't going to get his move. So I think Spurs have made a decision that we're going to keep him beyond the summer, because it's not always, they probably reckon it's not worth our while to take a cut fee for him.
Yeah.
And it's probably better off trying to get the most out of the player rather than just getting any fee and getting rid. So they've decided that's the balancing act they're willing to go. And I guess no one else came in for the valuation they were going for. So he's staying. And hopefully the view is that Nuno can get him back on side and get him playing again.
Yeah. Sean M in the comments says it's a reality check for Tanguy. Do you think it is a reality check for Tanguy, seeing as, you know, there were reports last week or 2 weeks ago saying that, you know, he's looking to move to a Barcelona or, you know, a team of that ilk?
Well, that no one came in for him. I hope it is. I hope that goes to show him how low his stock is at the moment, and that he actually really does need to prove himself a lot more before he can get a move like that. That's what I'm hoping for. So I hope he sees it as motivation, doesn't see it as a reason to be sulky, and knuckles down and earns his way back into the team, because you've seen how hard Skip, Højbjerg and Dele have been working in that midfield, like really, really hard at the moment.
Yeah.
And Ndombele has to match that if he wants to get back in the team, and it's going to be difficult for him. But if he can do that, his quality on the ball is exactly what we need in this side. So he could really be the missing piece in that midfield if he is able to match the work rate of the midfield three right now.
Yeah, and Alistair Gold follows on from that and says Tanguy Ndombele will remain a Tottenham Hotspur player this season after a decision at board level, unless a huge offer arrives from a club that Ndombele would also have to agree to. So, I mean, yeah, look, the guy's staying, and I really hope he can get Nuno on his side. I really hope so, and he'll knuckle down now and start playing his football and start getting minutes on the pitch, because we've said it, we don't need to say it again, we've said it countless amount of times, what we think of Tanguy Ndombele, and how much we love him as a football player. We just don't love his mentality. That's the kind of sticking point, isn't it? So look, we'll have to see what happens with him over the course of the season, but it looks as though Tanguy is staying at Tottenham now. Let's move on. Jack Clarke, this is from Sports Pete, and he says, Jack Clarke has decided to stay and fight for his place at Tottenham despite interest from 3 clubs over a loan move, but Alistair Gold has said Jack Clarke is likely to head back out on loan today, whilst Harvey White and Malachi Fagan Walcott also need to keep their developments ticking over. I mean, I think it suits all parties for Jack Clarke. I mean, I would even sell him as a transfer, to be honest. I don't even know if the loans are...
That's probably what's holding up the Traore deal, Jack Clarke. But yeah, look, I haven't seen anything yet of Jack Clarke since he's come into Tottenham to show me that he's going to be a starting player for us anywhere in near future.
But, you know, did you see anything at Harry Kane by that age?
How old is Jack Clarke?
I think 20.
I you probably saw more from Kane than you did of Jack Clarke. Yeah, I think so. Because even in his loan spells, didn't he get Young Player of the Year at Millwall when he was?
He had one good loan spell. I mean, the rest of them were not great.
Okay, that's at least one more than Jack Clarke, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
but he had a lot more loans than Jack Clarke.
Well, I know he's had a lot more, but he's had quite a few.
Jack, he had
Stoke, Birmingham, QPR. That's 3 already.
Yeah, it's true.
So you know what I mean. He's had quite a lot, and he hasn't really impressed at any of them.
No, I agree.
I'm not saying that he's never going to be a good player. I'm just saying at Tottenham, I haven't seen anything to suggest. That he's going to be a player that Tottenham will be relying on in the future. He'll be anything more than a squad player at Tottenham. He doesn't. I don't know. I've never been impressed with him. Never been impressed with him, unfortunately, as much as I want to be. So, I agree with you. If we got a good offer, I would sell him permanently.
And and Cameron Carter-Vickers as well, which is the next one. Ali Gold says Carter-Vickers is fit again after his ankle injury, and the club are looking to find a new club for him by the end of the day today. And he's another one that's just been at the club at way too long, and you know, just needs to move on.
Back
really.
to injury. Hopefully, he can find a move on deadline day. But am I right in saying that the EFL window is a week longer, like last year?
It was last year. I'm not sure about this year. I'm not sure.
Well, if it is this year, then he can easily get a move within the next week.
Cameron Carter-Vickers is 23 now.
I know. He needs to move on.
He's 23 now. He's never going to knuckle down a space at Tottenham. So, I mean, I don't know why the club keeps offering him new contracts or keep triggering extensions every year.
It's just the hope that we'll...
someone will come in for $1 million.
Yeah, basically. Oh, breaking news from Jack Pickbrook. Says Aurier now expecting to stay at Tottenham today.
Wow.
No new move for him can be found. Is that bad news in terms of the Emerson deal?
Nah, surely not. This Emerson deal looks like it's over the line pretty much. This Emerson deal, he completed his medical and he's on his way to Tottenham.
Maybe they were waiting for Aurier to...
Nah, I don't think this is gonna have any impact in the Emerson deal. I can't see it. Why, do you think it is?
Don't know. If are Spurs going to sanction another right back when we have 2 on?
But they already did.
Books?
They already did sanction another right back without. Aurier
with a view to selling.
But Aurier wasn't even close to going.
Maybe they were in discussions and it didn't happen.
No, I can't. I don't think it would go this far. Emerson's pretty much done.
Here's what Jack Bickbrook said. Serge Aurier. Now expecting Serge Aurier to stay at Tottenham. No new move for him can be found, but Tottenham continuing to push on with Emerson deal anyway. Matt Doherty also expected to stay. So we're going to have Doherty, Aurier, Emerson and Tanganga, 4 right backs.
Tanganga loan?
No, can't be. I wonder what that means. Do you think it will be a similar situation with Aurier that we did with Rose in the sense that he had 1 year left of his contract last season or 2 seasons ago, and we just put him in the reserves for a year?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what we're going to do with
Could be, but
Aurier?
like I said, I would rather do that with Doherty than do that with Aurier. But Doherty's got a lot longer left on his
so
deal.
You can't just put Doherty in the reserve. You've got 3 years left.
I just want to do what's best for the team, and what's best for the team is to have Doherty as our last last right back in terms of the pecking order, and Aurier just 1 step above him, in my opinion.
But I reckon that's probably the most likely scenario that we're going to leave Aurier out of the squad.
But this isn't going to affect the Emerson deal, I'll tell you that. It's not. We've already got the here we go. Fabrizio said the medical's done. Paperwork's about to be signed in the coming minutes. So, I mean, I'm expecting an announcement in the next few hours for Emerson.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't affect any. Look, it doesn't look like it is, so that's positive. But I was worried that him staying means that Spurs weren't going to push ahead for the Emerson deal.
I would have agreed with you if like this Aurier news came out before the Emerson news. But now this was done last night, it seems. I just can't see it.
But I think with the fact we're keeping, if Aurier and Doherty are both staying, I think it makes the likelihood of more signings on top of Emerson more unlikely. Probably.
Yeah, I thought it was unlikely anyway, to be honest. We got a super chat here from Chaz saying Emerson just followed Spurs on Instagram. He wasn't following them last night.
Yes.
Quick unfollow now, seeing as Serge Aurier staying.
Looks
And
like,
Alex Samuel says, shame for Aurier, going to spend the season in the reserves. Look, we'll see. We'll see about that. But look, that's the kind of news at the moment. Serge Aurier looks as though he will be staying at Tottenham.
Wow.
And there was also kind of murmurings about Ruben Neves, wasn't there, this morning?
There was a few. There was a journalist, a Portuguese journalist, claiming that Spurs are currently negotiating with Wolves for Ruben Neves, but it doesn't look like there's anything to that at the moment. There's no one's really reporting it apart from him. So unless it's maybe a late deal, it looks like that one is still nothing's confirmed about it. So, and also I don't think we're going to spend big money on Neves without getting Ndombele out. I don't think we would. We're not going to spend 50 million on Neves with Ndombele still at the club.
Yeah, I think that if we are going to get Neves, it's definitely if Ndombele is leaving. I can't see it any other way. Can you?
No, neither can I.